like I don't know if everybody gets this reference, but if you ever played this Pokemon games, you had to do like 8 gyms, and there was like a map that you can open, and you see all the cities and which gym there is in there. And it was like 8 gyms that you 8 badges that you need to get to finish the game basically. And for me, it was the same map, like it reminded me of that, but instead of 8 gyms, there were symbols of 7 women. And then the next part I can remember, I'm on a big island in the middle of the ocean. It was like more an island with like jungle on it, stuff like that. And after that, there was something there, but that part I am missing, so I don't remember what happened then. Next thing I can remember is I was on a platform in the ocean. I think it was near to that island or somehow connected. And on there was a house, like the house of my father, and he was also on it. And it sank the platform. And I wanted to save one or two of the machines that he had there, but the platform was sinking, and so was he, I guess, but he was fine with it, or he
Yeah.
was just sinking with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just wanted to save one or two of the machines and bring them to the island, to my place. I don't know. And next thing in the dream that I was in the house of my grandpa, like the one that died 2 years ago. I had a really good relationship with him, and I was in his house, and it was mine. And then I was in the garden, and I spoke to my father. He was there again. Um, that I'm safe now because I have this house. There are still a few things I need to fix, and I showed him the well in the garden. And I said, yeah, I still need to fix like those things, but I have time for that. Like it doesn't need to be all at once. And that
Wow.
was the dream.
That's huge, by the way. As a matter of fact, you told me this dream earlier, and my reaction was very like surprising and powerful. There's a lot to unpack. When you said the symbol for the women,
Yeah.
what kind of symbol were they?
It was flat, like like the symbols in Egypt, for example,
Like
like that.
hieroglyphics almost.
Yeah, like drawn but flat, like a symbol for like a head, and
Yeah.
the leg was to the side, like yeah, just like hieroglyphs.
So it's really crazy because your association to that was like it's a progression, right? In Pokemon,
Yeah,
you have to progress. You have to enumerate one by one to
yeah.
get to the higher
This is
level.
your journey in it. Yeah,
Right. And the coolest thing is the number 7,
yeah,
which I think we talked about before. 7 has significant meaning in dreams, and which could represent a full cycle. So, like 7 days of the week, 7 days of creation,
yeah,
um, pretty important number. So, what this could ultimately mean is like your progression through the course of individuation, which is through these 7 levels of anima that you have to go through. And then if you were if you guys stuck around for his previous streams, there's a sort of an evolution where life has usually been in a setting where he's on a ship, yeah, and so now he's actually on a platform. So I see that as a huge development in his psychology, because you're no longer on this massive division between you and
yeah.
the water, which is the unconscious.
But it is not. My platform is the one where my father lives, and it's
So,
sinking.
so that could indicate a clue as to what the ship means in previous streams.
Yeah, so if it means the division, then maybe it's sinking, like the division between my
Yeah,
unconscious and like the things that are related to my father. It's dissolving
it's
to some.
dissolving. Yeah, And yeah, I mean, but it shows you're still trying to save some of it
Yeah.
when you should actually probably let it go.
Let it go.
It just, yeah. Otherwise, you'll sink with it, you know, because the machines are heavy.
Yeah.
The machines can represent like the patriarchal, mechanical mindedness, or even the rational mindedness, because when you go into the unconscious in the dream world, it's all irrational, and we talked about that too.
Like the first thing, I didn't even think about the anima, but it makes sense. But why seven and what
It's a
fuck does it
cycle.
mean?
It's a cycle. So
It's a cycle and it's
yeah.
related to the anima, and it's also some
Yeah.
kind of journey because
Yeah.
I related it to this
To this
Pokemon games.
Pokemon, like instantly, that was
Yeah,
your
yeah,
association. So I can't tell you exactly what it means to you. You can, but to me, it seems like it's a journey where you have to go through these levels, so to speak, with the anima development. Um, seven, like if we talk in terms of a cycle, maybe in order to complete this cycle of individuation, you have to go through all seven levels to reach yourself, which the anima, we always talk about the anima, which, by the way, if you don't know what anima is, it's
download this app.
download the app.
Included there.
It's on there. It's the feminine principle within a man's psychology, and she guides you to the self.
Yeah, she's the relating function to the.
So the seventh anima, the boss level, we gotta see what that is, because she might be the one that will guide you to the. I wouldn't say it's a negative thing, but in a way, you could say like, "Oh crap! It's like I haven't even started on the first boss yet, despite all this work I did."
That association didn't even come to my mind because I love it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It could mean that you're actually enjoying the process. I think we talked about it too. Like when I was doing my programming, like I really don't mind the finished results so much. I cared more about the process.
Yeah. As soon as you have some progress, it doesn't matter what like, it matters what the end result is, but you're not
I mean
impatient because you're making progress.
Right. And what's even crazier is like us doing this, like sitting here talking, is the process.
Also, like it shows me now I have a map of what this journey
that's
looks
good.
like.
That's really good.
Okay, but what do you think about the second part?
Yeah, the second part is huge as well. So we talked about how if your parents or their parents don't heal their, this term is overused, generational trauma, it gets passed down. Obviously, it got passed down to you. And so there are probably two interpretations. The positive one meaning you're finally resolving that patriarchal generational trauma as it was passed down from your grandfather to you, to your father, now to you, as a house.
Yeah.
The negative aspect would be that now you bear the load of your grandfather's.
Yeah, maintaining it.
Yeah. So we're talking about the house, and now it's inherited to you, literally inherited. That's what we do with generational wealth, is we inherit it down. So if you talk about this in terms of psychology, you have now inherited maybe what it says, both the good and the bad of your grandfather's and father's inheritance, psychologically speaking. So now the question is whether or not you will take that responsibility. And it seems like you have, because you're saying, I have to fix this. But the great thing is the ego in the dream, which is the first person perspective, says that I'm not in a rush. I can take my time.
Yeah.
And this is huge for you.
good associations with it because with my grandpa, I love to spend time with him as a child, and we did work on a lot of things. Like I was there for a week, for example, and I helped to do him all the stuff in the garden and fixing things, and I actually
The
loved it.
process.
Yeah.
So it was never about the goal in the end.
Oh,
It
that's
was,
also what I have time things.
yes, that's what I say.
Yes.
This is the huge. Now, again, it's mind blowing because if you look at the development of his dreams from day one, it was a bit frustrating because he would have recurring dreams about his stepfather, his father, and usually around the same motif or theme. And now you finally see the result of all his inner hard work that he's done. It's, to me, it's insane because I don't know. What do you think? Do you see it a little
I
bit?
see it, yeah, but it still feels like it's only the first step from fucking thousand, but it feels good.
Yeah, I don't know.
But for me, even like the first part is more important because
Yeah,
the platform and the thing it shows me I'm still holding on to
yeah,
things what's I think normal. If I wouldn't after 2 months, after this intensity, like more than half of my dreams were about this shit. So if I wouldn't, it would be kind of crazy, I guess.
true. Yeah,
But it
yeah.
shows me the progress. It's still there, but I'm literally
Slowly.
dissolving it.
Yeah,
And
and that shows you something about not to offend you, but your impatience in the beginning. Like you're like, gosh darn it, I keep having the same dream, and you're frustrated. But now it's showing, no, look, you're dissolving it slowly, uh, and that's what I think. Even I find myself is the impatience of like, why is nothing happening? There's nothing happening in the external world,
yeah,
but in fact, a lot is changing in the internal world, especially when you
yeah.
do these things.
So yeah, it's exactly like that. Just planting a seed,
Yeah,
like in the first weeks,
yeah,
there is
exactly.
progress, but you don't fucking see it.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the Dunning-Kruger. Like in
Yeah.
the beginning, massive change, and then you stagnate for a while.